Hi, and welcome to the Thousand Tales podcast. I'm your host, Connor Logan, and extremely happy to bring on my friend Jayden Secor, fellow musician and a friend now, and a buddy that I became friends with at a local bar during Wednesday night jam sessions, and then over the last year even more as we've been doing the COVID Smile Jam. And another local of Ventura County, and a great musician, and I think you'll learn a lot more about him that I didn't even know about when you listen to all of this. So sit back, relax, you'll hear some music, you'll hear some stories, and if you're looking for his music, you can look up Jayden Secor Music, which is Jayden Secor Music. And just search for that. You're going to find a lot of good stuff. So, again, welcome to the podcast. Sit back and listen. Are you feeling the song right now? You got something off the top of your head?
Sure, yeah.
Why don't you just go ahead?
All right. Maybe I ought to... Nah, I'm good. I'll do the title track off of my EP, Behind the Door. Behind the Door. Toss a coin into the well, humbled by these cards that I fold. Riptides turn and burn my sturdy frame, but what will my structure show? With nowhere to go, when will I know that this road I'm on will take me where I need to be? When will I know? When will I know that this easy feeling will go easy on me? Easy on me. Does the way I change make the outcome stay the same, or will I still crumble at its sound? The rain will wash it all away, but it never wants to stay another day with nowhere to go. When will I know that this road I'm on will take me where I need to be? When will I know? When will I know that this easy feeling will go easy on me? Easy on me. I keep rolling down the line, time after time after time. It leaves me wanting more. It's nothing that I've seen before of what's behind the door. Nowhere to go. When will I know that this road I'm on will take me where I need to be? When will I know? When will I know that this easy feeling will go easy on me? Easy on me. Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you.
Really nice. 1 second, I'm going to change inputs.
All right.
All right, good. Easy feeling, go easy on me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Tell me about that line. That's a great line.
Basically, so Behind the Door, that song, I really kind of wrote it all about luck and just kind of like the luck that you would get, in your everyday life. And really, when I was writing the song, what I really started out with was the chorus was, when will I know that this road I'm on will take me where I need to be? When will I know that this easy feeling will go easy on me? And really, it's just about, kind of hoping that what you want will happen, And so this easy feeling will go easy on me is just, just kind of that hope that maybe, just wanting the easy, just, an easier way of life might be able to happen. So,
nice. Yeah. That's Were the lyrics for that song difficult for you to write? Or did they come around? Because sometimes it can be really tough to write something universal. That's a universal feeling.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a change from the usual, usually a main topic of music is, like a romanticized, lyrics and stuff like that. And I find it is maybe a little bit tougher to write a more universal song that a lot of people can relate to. It's very kind of neutral. And, I found that song to be, it kind of started to come to me after I had that chorus and I started figuring out the chords. The vibe that I kind of got from the song really started to come together and the lyrics became a little bit easier to write. Mm-hmm. So,
it's interesting how it's like being in a raft and when the current grabs it.
Exactly. Yeah.
All of a sudden it flows.
Yeah. All of a sudden it just flows and I ended up getting to shore as soon as I finished the song, and I really enjoyed it. You know, so
that's a great tune.
Thank you.
I forget where I heard it, but I always thought the idea of universality in lyric writing or anything is any sort of creative endeavor is does the end result make the most amount of people feel the same thing? Right.
Yeah.
And that's I think the gauge of it.
Yeah, definitely. And I think there's room for variability in there, of maybe somebody putting like a certain song to maybe a certain experience they have or a certain feeling they have. But yeah, at the end, it's fairly universal.
Yeah.
So
who do you think writes the most universally? You have opinions on that?
Like an artist?
Yeah. Or just what are things, whatever you've experienced or seen that you think are the most universal?
Well, I've always found, like folk kind of style music, I've always found that genre to be very, forthcoming and very open. And, it's very vulnerable, I think. And so really just kind of like taking that genre and really trying to, take certain parts of that and certain parts of maybe like my guitar playing and, trying to mix them together to get a good song that, I enjoy playing, that people can relate to. And, I think that with that, I ended up with Behind the Door. I think that one really came together with that.
When was that released?
I released the EP on the 4th of December, and that was one of the songs that a lot of people said they really enjoyed off the album, which I'm really glad that they did because it means, I thought it was really good, and nice. So I'm glad that other people enjoyed it as well.
I think when the jam comes back around,
definitely.
And for those that don't know what I'm talking about, there's Jayden is part of. Going back to your idea of luck, there's luck and tragedy in most situations, and we got this whole last year, which most people look at it through a tragic lens. But to be honest, the last couple weeks have been feeling pretty damn positive.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And there's a lot of silver linings and focus provided by things like not being able to go out as much or things like that, and we would never have had the we would never have started this COVID Smile Jam thing that we've been doing on Fridays until Thanksgiving or so without that, right?
Yeah, definitely.
But I think it's funny. I was talking with my wife today, and just like, we're planning on finally reopening our clinic. You're actually sitting in one of the treatment rooms. I closed the curtain, and you can see I've got like acupuncture stuff here and stuff like that. So this is we have 2 treatment rooms, and we're planning on reopening on March 1st. And she's like, well, I'm assuming that she brought it up, proactively. She's like, well, I'm assuming we won't see patients on Friday afternoons because you're going to want to do the jam again. And I was like, that's very thoughtful of you. Yes, I definitely want to.
Right.
And but I think the first time back we'll do a bigger thing, and I think you've got to have like your own set.
I'd love to do that.
We'll do that. It'll be like a bigger Saturday thing, and we'll give you like your own half hour, 45 minutes or something like that. Right.
Yeah, I'd love to do that. Yeah.
And I'm going to record the whole thing.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to make like a big quadruple album out of it.
Yeah, definitely.
I was thinking of things to ask about today. So tell me about a $1 guitar.
Yeah. Okay. So, for those of you guys who don't know, my main guitar that I play is a '94 American Stratocaster that I managed to get for $1, and I named it Bucky. A buck dollar. And so basically, my uncle had come into town. He works all over the place. He travels a lot.
What's his work?
He works for he does I think it's public relations for the military kind of thing.
Oh, all right.
And so basically, he'll go to different continents, different countries. Right now, he's in Germany for about 6 months. And, so he travels a lot, and he plays guitar, every once in a while. And when he's not home, they're just collecting dust. And so when he came to town one year, I think it was about 3 years ago, he brought the guitar. And I thought he was just bringing it to play it, and to show me. And he's like, yeah, maybe play it for a show, and then, I'm going to take it back home. And so we brought it over to our house, and I played it a while, and I was like, this is great. It was brand new. And I just really like the feel of it, and a Strat has always been kind of my dream guitar. Mm-hmm. And so then he was like, yeah, he's like, I'll give it to you. And I was like, oh, sweet. He's like, it's going to cost you $1 though. And I was like, oh man. So I run to my room and I'm searching for $1 and I give it to him. Yeah, I give it to him and he's like, all right, it's all yours. And I'm like, this is crazy. And, so ever since then, I mean, it's really been the main guitar. I've got other guitars that I'll play, because I think every guitar has its own sound. Some people might beg to differ, but I personally really think it's got, each one has its own unique story, its own different sound. And I fell in love with the guitar. I've played it ever since. It's on 5 out of the 6 songs on the EP, on the Behind the Door EP. And it's just my go-to guitar. So
yep, every piece of wood has a story.
Exactly.
No 2 wood grains lay down the same way.
Definitely,
right? So
definitely.
I think I told this on another episode, but I was talking about my drums and naming my snare drums. I don't name the kits or the rest of the drums, but the individual snare drums I'll always give a name to.
Yeah,
and it always seems to. It's like once the name comes to me, it never changes. It's like it's stuck with its name. That's
right.
it. It kind of has something to do with the sound of it, maybe in some way, and then that's it. It's like, and I've never. I think I've only ever got. I don't buy a lot of stuff too often. I'm very choosy about what I get, and then when I get it, I keep it.
Yeah.
I very rarely sell gear.
Oh yeah.
And I very rarely buy it. The only thing I go through are cymbals, and so I buy those.
Right.
But it's funny living near Los Angeles. I play Paiste 2002s. That's what I love, and I was never able to get an endorsement with them. I was endorsed by other cymbal companies, but not by them. But I love playing them, probably because of John Bonham, and I don't break cymbals that often, especially for how hard I hit. I think I would break them more often.
Right.
But I don't. But because we live near L.A., I just keep trolling Craigslist, and every few years something will come up, and it'll be somebody selling a whole bunch of that kind of symbol.
Oh, yeah.